Welcome back to Leaping Waters Tarot. My name is Addison. If you're new here, thank you so much for checking out my channel. I hope you find a message in it that you enjoy or that resonates with you. If there's messages that come through that don't speak to you, please don't try to force it. It's not meant for you, it's meant for somebody else. Please remember that readings are timeless. Whenever you're meant to hear them is when you're meant to hear them. And masculine and feminine energies can be interchangeable. You just take them how they resonate for you. So this is going to be an Aries reading, and we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. What does Aries need to hear? Okay, we have Moonlight reversed. We also had a card that fell on the floor here. We also have the Five of Challenges reversed, so this is Five of Swords. So with the Moonlight being reversed and Five of Swords being reversed, there was some sort of conflict energy that somebody felt alone in something. Somebody had felt like they were kind of on a solo journey, like they had to sort of take things on for themselves. But they're starting to kind of come out of that now. They're not feeling like they have to be so independent, like perhaps that they can rely on others. Let's find out some more. Tell me more about the Moon reversed. Okay, we've got Strength reversed. So yeah, whatever it was super challenging. It was kind of like a it really felt like sort of like a bruise to the ego in some way. Like someone felt like maybe they weren't doing a good enough job and they felt alone in something, or they had to like make all the decisions for themselves. The Forest Lord reversed. I believe that's the Emperor reversed. We have Seeker of Spells reversed. I believe that's Queen of Wands reversed. So it could have been in that romantic connection perhaps that this is resonating for you. Yeah. Maybe you felt abandoned by a queen. Maybe she initially had a lot of passion for you and then the passion just sort of dwindled and you felt sort of like she just left you hanging. Like there might have not have been a closure, really. And it left you feeling pretty disempowered, I would say. There's some sort of illusion to it though. It's like I almost get that with that Moon reverse, that you had convinced yourself of something that wasn't the case. And it kind of was taking some strength. It did take strength. I feel like you already kind of got through that, but it did take strength for you to realize that, to accept that it wasn't what you told yourself it was going to be. Can I get any more about that Queen of Wands? The Black Shuck reversed. I think that might be Death reversed. So you're really having to accept that there's a new beginning here. You're having to really surrender to the fact that this is a new cycle, this is a new stage, and you may have to do it without this person that you believed you were going to do it with. Can I get some sort of confirmation that this was a romantic connection? Two of Visions, Two of Cups reversed. Thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. Yes, this was a romantic connection that you were feeling that towards. Yes. Any more about the Forest Lord reversed? Ten of Spells reversed. That's Ten of Wands reversed. I'm getting with kind of like the visual of this, like how there's like a bunch of feminine energies and stuff like that. You may have been actually juggling multiple people here. You may have kind of started to lean towards certain feminine energies, and then either the others found out about it or you started to make a decision about one and then you had to kind of let go of others, sort of thing, as you made a decision towards one, and then the one you made a decision towards didn't work out. And so by letting go of the others, you kind of let go of them all, essentially. And so it was very like noble of you to do that, to not try to string along multiple people. because that would have been heavy burdens to carry for sure, trying to have that illusion of, you know, holding something serious with multiple people, but that not being the case. So yeah, you definitely did have like a feeling like, oh, like I sort of dropped the ball, or like I juggled too many things and then it just sort of left me without much to show for it. And now I'm having to start over and see what's out there for me, I guess. Tell me more about just the circumstance in general, like where you're heading towards now that you've come out of this realization or this acceptance, this embracing of a new cycle or pattern for yourself. How have things changed, maybe, is a good question. Like how has the decision making improved now, perhaps for this? Lots of reversals in this. Ace of Boons, Ace of Pentacles. You're more focused on your finances, perhaps. You're more focused on like material things, just growing your own business or growing in whatever your work environment is. Just focusing on work, focusing on your own personal success, not trying to focus so much on having multiple connections or multiple love interests. The oldest one, I believe that with this Roman numeral being 5, I think this is like the Hierophant or something like that. I may go ahead and have to pause real quick because I've gotten multiple cards out here at this point that I'm kind of like, I think it's this, I think it's that. So let me go ahead and just pause and make sure that this is all making sense, and I will be right back. Okay, so far everything has been correct as far as what my interpretations of the cards were. The only thing is that the Seeker of Spells, that Queen of Wands I was saying reversed, is actually the Seeker is the Knight in this deck. So this is actually Knight of Wands. That sort of changes the meaning, but not really. All that really tells me is that perhaps this Knight of Wands, because it's still a feminine energy, right? In this particular imagery. So all I'm getting with that is that maybe this feminine energy was not a fully empowered queen. She wasn't really like, there wasn't a sadness around like, oh, I lost a queen. Okay, this is somebody that, even though there was that Two of Visions reversed, Two of Cups, and you thought that it could be a really good counterpart for you, it could be something really successful and you know, a good, just a good partner for you. It's really not that sad because it's not like you lost a queen or something like that. And remember too, with that Moonlight reverse, it was kind of an illusion, right? So you had sort of convinced yourself of something that wasn't really the case. So that's kind of the only really difference in what this interpretation that I've come through so far is. We also had the Five of Visions. This is the Five of Cups reversed. So again, just moving out of that heavier energy. A lot of fives in this with like the Five of Challenges and stuff like that. So it really kind of reminds me of like a midway point, sort of like a halfway house, a sort of like, I don't know why I'm saying that, but there just feels like there's a lot of growth that still needs to happen here. And we haven't really addressed yet the oldest one, the Hierophant. I do think that there is something about like values and tradition and sort of like standard beliefs that really mean a lot too, because we did have that Ace of Boons, that Ace of Pentacles come out too. So you do want to feel grounded in your surroundings. You want to feel grounded in your life, in, you know, your family, your house, your prosperity. That is something that's important to you. And so I think that you're just deciding you don't want to be sad about the old things anymore that don't serve you. 10 of Cups reversed. I say you're coming out of it, but it really does feel like you're sort of down about it still in some way. You'd really convinced yourself of something. What did you convince yourself of? That's what I keep getting as this message. There was something that you had convinced yourself of that wasn't the case. What was that? Was it just that romantic connection? Like, I mean, it just seems like it's really sort of getting hung up on here. Is it just re-emphasizing points I've already made? What were you so hung up on? What did you believe? Okay, that's quite a bit of cards. The wide world. Maybe you believe this person was going to travel with you. Maybe you travel for your job and you thought this person was going to go with you. 10 of Challenges reversed, 10 of Swords reversed. But at the same time, maybe you kind of had some doubts about this person's ability to be loyal. Maybe you thought that with finding out that they weren't going to be able to travel with you, maybe you're like, yeah, this person, I'm not going to be able to really trust them alone. I'm going to have to keep checking up on them. 7 of Spells, 7 of Wands. Yeah, maybe multiple people sort of vying or battling for this person's attention. Maybe this person was very, you know, beautiful with that Knight of Wands, you know, being that feminine energy. The Wands, feminines are usually very, very gorgeous. So you may have just felt a little bit, like I said, you felt like alone in this. Like you just really, you were, it was really, I'm surprised that the 6 of Wands hasn't come out yet. I guess I don't know for sure if it hasn't, but it's like that ego card. Like you just feel kind of like there's just like an inadequacy in some sort of sense. I don't know if this is you or someone you're listening for, by the way. I keep saying you, but I'm just going with what I'm getting here. Okay, 9 of Challenges, 9 of Swords. Doubt in the mind. It's like this little boy sort of curled up in this tree, sort of afraid in the dark here of like this tree in the corner that's sort of come to life. It kind of gives me very much like Lord of the Rings vibes. 7 of Visions, 7 of Cups. Again, just like more sort of like alluding to this multiple options sort of quality to this. I don't know if this other person had multiple options, or if you had multiple options, or if you both had multiple options. You both might be very attractive, alluring, interesting people. 3 of Visions reversed, 3 of Cups reversed. Again, more like signs of collaboration and multiple people sort of involved in emotional affairs here. 6 of Spells, here we go. 6 of Wands, this is what I was looking for. Ego. So, and also if you look at this little dragon, all these people sort of gathered around, it's like that shiny little toy, that new little thing, right? I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but it just does feel like, and again, this may not be you, this could be somebody you're listening for. It just feels like a lot of growth, and I think it's happening. I think you're kind of going through the growth now, because you went out of that heavier thing, you learned some lessons through it, you're coming out of it, things are kind of seeming more realistic now. Things are seeming clearer. You're less sort of absorbed by the shiny things or the cool things or the excitement. Like there's nothing wrong with that. That's not immature. It's just, it gives me like page energy, you know? It gives me like somebody sort of at the beginning of a journey feeling really excited about something, like all gung-ho, ready to go. But we did have this Wild World come out, which is like the end of the major arcana. And like that's a huge evolved card here. So I really can't downplay that. That is the major arcana here, like one of the... So I do feel like you're coming to the end of it. You're having all of those, the negative sort of self-talk, the self-doubt, the am I good enough? And, you know, is somebody else more interesting than me? Just those types of like things that don't really matter. You're like realizing that those things don't matter. So you really are becoming like enlightened in this process. This is a new thing though, I think. This is a fresher energy that you're kind of coming into. Is there any recommendation I can get from the universe here to kind of keep encouraging you down this enlightened path? Maybe any like romantic encouragement, because we really did have that 5 of Swords energy sort of come out, and just the 5s in general, and those are not always the funnest. So maybe sort of like encouragement as like you feel like you might be stepping into this more independent side, not relying on others as much to kind of give you validation or things of that nature. What do you need to hear? What does Aries need to hear? Fulfill your destiny as a cosmic change maker. Number 15, that's one of my favorite numbers. Fulfill your destiny as a cosmic change maker. It's kind of interesting too if you look at this depiction. It's like somebody's out in the universe, they've like surpassed the earth, they've gone out of the earth, and they're flying in like this this makeshift like air balloon, but it's got like wings and it's got like some sort of like engine sort of powered thing in the back. It's like totally janky, but you made it out of that though. Like you somehow left Earth's atmosphere with that janky setup. So it's really kind of encouraging you not to judge yourself along the process, and to take things as they come, do it as you go along. There's no real like wrong way to do things. You might be surprised at like when you approach things in a creative way that there may be, it may really work out for you in that sense. Okay, any other advice? Yeah, don't be afraid to be a little goofy. Which, you know, kind of reminds me of the Six of Spells too, which is normally kind of like that ego card. But like, look at these guys. It's like, they're all like sort of laughing, like, oh, look at this cool little dragon. Like, look how cool that is. Don't lose that aspect of yourself. Don't lose that. Don't lose that childish wonder as you're going through this life, but take the lessons. You know, actually, if I'm looking at this now too, this sort of came to me with the Six of Spells, right? Let me just show you one more time. We also had that Seven of Spells right next to it. Look at that, dragon is fully developed now. And so there are all these kind of guys in these hoods, kind of like, oh, cute, look at this little dragon, he's so cute and so fun. And then it's like, boom, now he's a full grown-ass dragon. They're like, sheesh, like, we gotta kind of respect this thing a little bit more now, right? So it's kind of interesting in that. And the Seven of Spells too is like, can kind of represent like conflict too. So it's speaking something about, be careful about your ego causing conflict. Don't lose your sense of wonder, but also keep it in check to where it doesn't get, it's real. I'm really sort of getting like a fine balance here of like silliness, and it's like almost like your silliness and your childish wonder is it's like your Achilles heel in a sense. It's like something about it being, you know how like our greatest strengths are also our greatest weaknesses. That's kind of what that is. That's what this is trying to say. So your greatest strength is your greatest weakness, and to just be aware of that and try to utilize it to its highest capability and power to benefit you and not harm you. Interesting message. I don't think I've really gotten a message like that before in a reading, so that's really, huh. All right, final 3 messages here. Oh, final 4. Find your star family in this cosmic game of hide and seek. Yeah, associate yourself with the people who, and this is 14 too, right before that number 15 card. That's kind of funny. It's very like progressive here. You're definitely taking things step by step. You're doing things the right way. You're progressing naturally. You're not forcing things, which is really cool. Memento mori. There might not be a someday. Oh, wow. This kind of reminds me of that death card that came out earlier, the Black Shuck. You may feel like time isn't on your side right now. You may be feeling rushed, because we had that Hierophant card too. You may really be wanting to have a serious connection and get married, and like you may just be kind of getting a little bit older and you're sort of feeling the pressure of life, of trying to settle down and things like that. So, you know, this message is kind of calling you to live in the present moment, but let me see what else these cards say. 3, 2, 1, jump. This is number 1. So kind of like the Fool's Journey. Yeah, you're feeling, that's kind of what that is. There may not be a someday. It's basically telling you, you need to try to do this now. Whatever this is that you know, whoever the people you need to associate with, whatever sort of gift that you have, whatever you need to do to fulfill your destiny, and, you know, team up with the people you need to team up with. It's like basically saying, do it now. I mean, you have forever, and yet you don't. You know, you've got forever in the sense of the eternal soul, but as far as this body in this lifetime, you don't have forever. There is a clock that's ticking. So while it's saying, you know, don't rush and don't, you know, pressure yourself, at the same time, it's like, you know, there's no better time than now too. So it's like really trying to bless you with that. You're supported. We don't want to rush you. We have patience for you. Like, this is almost like your spirit guides, or like a universe talking. Like, you're blessed and supported and loved at the rate that you're going at. But we have so much encouragement for you. Like, go, go, go. You got this. Like 3, 2, 1, jump. Like, go. Like, you know. So it's very encouraging, very supportive, very encouraging. Out of the mess comes elegant order. 22. There is something so fun about this energy that's coming through this reading. It's your goofiness and it's such a unique aspect of you. Whatever that, oh, sorry, it's not 22, it's 20. I don't know, but that came out for some reason. You may be seeing 222 a lot, not sure. But out of the mess comes elegant order. Out of like the goofiness, out of the, you know, like we're talking about with this little, this thing flying through the sky here that's just like, what? How did that get out of the universe? It totally serves you. It can get you into trouble, but it totally serves you. It's considered a mess, but at the same time, you're creating order out of it. You can create something very beautiful out of you know, what can seem as your weakness or that you feel alone and isolated over. It's also something that's totally going to propel you forward and shoot you into your destiny and connect you with the type of people that you need to be connected with if you utilize it correctly and you're thoughtful about it and you're you take the jokes more serious. I don't know how to explain it. This is very interesting. It's just saying to be aware. It's just to be aware of what it is. Be aware that it's your strength and your weakness. That's like basically all this whole message has been saying this whole time. And I'm just kind of circling back around to it. But that's what this message really was, which is really cool. So yeah, just be aware of that and realize that you can harness it. You can harness it. It doesn't have to be something that isolates you. It can be something that actually brings you together with the people who can help make things happen for you. So hope you enjoyed that, Aries. That was a really unique and cool and fun one. And I hope to see you next time.